homies, this is your pal, Ruroni K95 here. So, we're going to do a new movie review. So this time, it's a movie directed by Ron Underwood, which came out December 24th, 1998, and it stars Charlize Theron and Bill Paxton, none other than Mighty Joe Young. We're going to review Mighty Joe Young. As a child, Jill Young witnessed the death of her mother, primatologist Ruth Young, and the mother of Joe, an infant mountain gorilla, at the hands of poachers led by Andre Strasser, who loses his right thumb and trigger finger to Joe, swearing revenge. So 12 years later, Jill has raised Joe, and now grown to height of 15 feet, 4.6 millimeter, and weighing 2,000 pounds, 10 kilograms. As a result, other gorillas will not accept him, and they are both now living in relative peace until a wildlife refuge director, Gregg O'Hara, played by Bill Paxton from Aliens and The Terminator, convinces Jill they would be safer from poachers if they relocate to the United States. The trio goes to Los Angeles and win the hearts of the refuge staff at the Conservancy, who put Jill in charge of Joe. Jill is approached by Strasser, who is now running a fraudulent animal preserve in Botswana, while actually selling animal organs on the black market. After seeing a news report about Joe, he's eager for revenge. At first, Jill did not recognize Strasser since Strasser's right hand is concealed in his coat pocket. He attempts to convince Jill that Joe would be better off in his wildlife refuge back in Africa. During a gala, Strasser's henchman, Garth, played by Firth, uses a poacher's noisemaker to scare Joe into a frenzy. Joe trashes the gala with the intention of attacking Strasser, who is played by Rade Šerbedžija, but is captured and imprisoned in a concrete bunker. When Jill discovers that Joe may be euthanized, she accepts Strasser's offer. She and the refuge staff smuggle Joe out in the truck. Before their departure, Greg has fallen in love with Jill and kisses her goodbye. On the way to the airport, Jill notices the half-glove covering Strasser's missing finger and recognizes him. She fights Strasser and Garth, then jumps from the truck onto Hollywood Boulevard, leading to several automobile accidents. Joe sees her and tilts the truck over onto its sides and flees, rampaging through the Hollywood city and being chased by helicopters before arriving at the Santa Monica Pier, Carnival. Greg discovers that Strasser is a poacher and goes after Jill and Joe, and he finds Jill, who reveals to Greg that Strasser killed her mother and now plans to kill Joe. They track Joe to the carnival, where he is playfully wreaking havoc. Strasser arrives as well as and attempts to shoot Jill, played by Charlize Theron, determined to not let her live and reveal people that he is a poacher. But Garth, appalled at Strasser's ruthlessness, turns against him and saves Jill, causing Strasser to misfire at a spotlight, starting a fire and causing the Ferris wheel to break down. Garth told Strasser that he is not the hunter, because Strasser's a murderer, because Strasser got mad when Garth said to Strasser, "You're not the hunter, you're a murderer, and I don't want any part of this." And then, after knocking Garth unconscious, Strasser attempts to kill Jill in person, but Joe sneaks up behind them and throws Strasser onto a power line over a transformer, short two fingers on the hand that holding the wire. Strasser loses his grip and falls onto the transformer, where he is electrocuted to death. The gorilla throws the villain into the transformer, where the burning carnival is. The villain dies of electrocution. And that's a certain part of every character that is electrocuted to death, or so I'm saying. Similarities to other movies of every character who is electrocuted to death. For some reason, huh? Later, Joe attempts to save a child from atop of the burning Ferris wheel, but the fire burns it down, and Joe and the child fall to the ground, where Joe jumps off the burning wheel and protecting the boy and knocking himself unconscious. Joe survives the fall and awakens, and Jill mentions that they need to raise money to open a reserve for him. The young boy named Jason donates some change to Jill after hearing this, prompting the rest of the crowd to contribute. So Joe is returned to Uganda, where Jill and Gregg open the Joe Young Reserve, finally free. So Joe runs off into the jungle. And that's how this movie ends, where she says, "I say, legends live forever." So yeah, this movie grossed at the box office for $50.6 million worldwide in the U.S. And the budget was like $90 million, what this movie cost of this. Because, you know, this movie came out on December 25th, 1998, on Christmas Day. That's why. Because this movie was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures, with the production companies like Walt Disney Pictures, RKO Pictures, and the Jacobson Company, and it's edited by Paul Hirsch. The music is done by James Horner. The cinematography is done by Donald Peterman, Oliver Wood. So I gave this movie a 10 out of 10. This is a good movie, I believe, because it's based on Mighty Joe Young by Marianne C. Cooper and Ruth Rose, which is the old Ray Harryhausen movie. Well, you know the differences between the 1949 Mighty Joe Young and the 1998 Mighty Joe Young. For the Ray Harryhausen Mighty Joe Young, there was the burning orphanage, but in the 1998 one is the burning Ferris wheel. Same difference. This movie was produced by Tom Hartley and Tom Jacobson, because the screenplay is done by Mark Rosenthal and Lawrence Conner. This movie features actors like Bill Paxton, Charlize Theron, Regina King, Rade, Šerbedžija, Peter Firth, Naveen, Dave Andrews, David Paymer, Robert Wisdom, Christian Clemenson, Scarlett Pomers, Geoffrey Blake, Lawrence Pressman, Linda Purl, Mika Burem, Corey Buck, you know, who played the kid named Jason, who was the young boy who got caught in a burning Ferris wheel, who's saved by the gorilla from the burning Ferris wheel. Reno Wilson, Judson Mills plays the impatient driver in the movie. Yeah, because you know David Paymer is in this movie, because he plays Dr. Harry Rubin, who is the supervisor at the wildlife preserve that Joe is relieved to. The most interesting part where Dr. Harry Rubin said to Jill Young, "Joe freaked out on some very influential people, and now he's a public relations nightmare. No zoo would take a 2,000-pound killer gorilla." And Jill said, "He's not a killer." And he's like, okay. But unless you write a check of millions of dollars so you can find him a big backyard, whatever. Because the gorilla was imprisoned to a special concrete bunker after crashing the gala party at the California Animal Conservants, I believe. And the model of the trailer truck that was used from the movie Mighty Joe Young is now seen as a former attraction at the Disney Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. So, cinematographer Donald Peterman suffered head injuries, a broken leg, and broken ribs in a crane accident on the film set in 1997. His camera platform plummeted 18 feet 5.5 millimeters. to the ground where the crane snapped. A cameraman who was also injured in the accident. And in the most of the film, Joe was portrayed by the creature suit performer named John Alexander, who wore a radio-controlled animatronic gorilla mask and full body suit, created by special makeup effects artist named Rick Baker and his crew at Cinovation Studios. And Joe, as an infant, played by Verne Troyer, who may remember him as Mini-Me from Austin Powers movie. We all know the music is done by James Horner. And Ray Harryhausen made a cameo in Mighty Joe Young, forgot to mention, at the gala party scene. That's going to be it for my movie review on Mighty Joe Young, you guys. Thanks for watching, but before we go, here's my quick thoughts about Mighty Joe Young. After Mighty Joe Young was first released on December 25th, 1998, Mighty Joe Young also received an Academy Award nomination for Best Visual Effects, losing to What Dreams May Come. And now it was released on video in 1999. So the VHS print date on Mighty Joe Young is basically, let me guess, February 10th, 1999. This movie was first released on video February 10th, 1999, after its first release on Christmas morning on December 25th, 1998. Now, if this was the original Mighty Joe Young from Ray Harryhausen, then I wouldn't have been compelled by movie critic law. I'd have it on full blast if you want to see about the stop motion and animation with the burning orphanage. But it's Ron Underwood's Mighty Joe Young because it has the scene where the boy is saved by the gorilla from the burning Ferris wheel in Santa Monica Pier Carnival. Hope subscribe for content. My anime plan link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter and Facebook if you have Twitter and Facebook account. So give this video a thumbs up. So please leave a comment. What movie should I review next? Because I finally did a movie review on Mighty Joe Young. Click on my notifications bell button, read the updates up on YouTube as well. Become a subscriber to RuRoniK95 because I have 454 subscribers. If you click on my subscribe button, I would have 455 subscribers. Like, subscribe, favorite, comment, share on your social media pages like Facebook, Twitter, etc. So please give this video a thumbs up because this is another movie review that I've done for the very first time. Because after I did my movie review on Mighty Joe Young, I was like, has my mind ever come to start reviewing movies? Because I do review some of the movies, not all of it, but there's some of them I review from what I have reviewed in the past, that's why. So click on my subscribe button, become a subscriber to RuRoniK95, because I will have 455 subscribers if you click on the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, RuRoniK95. Click on my notifications bell button, read the updates, upload to YouTube as well. As well as my new video that I'm uploading, and that's it. So this is because I know today's Thursday, tomorrow's going to be Friday anyway. So this is RuRoniK95 saying, I hope you like my movie review. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon, and have a great Thursday because tomorrow's Friday. This is RuRoniK95 signing off.